Italy, a nation celebrated for its breathtaking art, rich culture, and historical significance, is now grappling with one of the most challenging economic landscapes in modern Europe. To an outsider, Italy might seem like a country of stability and prosperity, a vital part of the European Union, with bustling cities, famous landmarks, and vibrant tourism. But beneath this enchanting surface, Italy faces an economic crisis with roots that run decades deep. These challenges have serious implications, not only for Italy's future, but also for the stability of the entire Eurozone and potentially the global economy. To understand Italy's current predicament, we need to examine the historical and economic factors that have led the country to this point. What's happening within Italy's borders that has economists and global analysts so concerned? Let's dive deep into the underlying issues, tracing back the origins of these problems, their impact on Italian society, and the very real threat they pose to Italy's future. To begin with, Italy's economy has been in a long-standing state of slow growth. Despite being the third largest economy in the Eurozone, Italy has struggled to keep pace with other European nations for over 2 decades. This period, often referred to as Italy's lost decades, began in the early 2000s when economic growth almost ground to a halt. While the economies of neighboring countries like Germany and France expanded, Italy's growth has consistently lagged behind, with an average rate of just 0.3% per year from 2001 to 2019. But why has Italy's growth been so stagnant? The answer lies in a combination of low productivity, outdated infrastructure, and a workforce struggling to adapt to the demands of a modern, digital economy. Productivity, which measures how efficiently a country produces goods and services, has been almost stagnant in Italy for years. While other developed economies have embraced automation, advanced manufacturing, and digital technologies, Italy's industries have struggled to keep up. Much of this problem can be traced to Italy's aging infrastructure and traditional sectors, which are still a large part of the economy. Many Italian businesses lack the technological advancements needed to compete on a global scale. While Germany's robust industrial base and France's digital transformation have propelled their growth, Italy's economic sectors have not been able to achieve similar modernization. However, productivity is just one part of the problem. A more pressing issue is Italy's monumental debt. Italy has one of the highest debt-to-GDP ratios in the world, hovering around 150%. To put this in perspective, this means that for every euro Italy generates, it owes 1.5 euros in debt. This high level of debt severely restricts Italy's financial flexibility, limiting the government's ability to invest in critical areas like infrastructure, education, and healthcare. Italy's debt crisis didn't happen overnight. The roots of this problem date back several decades, with persistent borrowing, spending on social programs, and economic policies that have not adapted to changing global conditions. High debt has also made Italy highly dependent on the European Central Bank, ECB, for financial stability. For years, the ECB has supported Italy by buying Italian bonds, effectively keeping borrowing costs down. However, this dependency poses a major risk, as rising global interest rates could make debt repayments more expensive, creating an even more precarious financial situation. To make matters worse, Italy's debt obligations consume a significant portion of the national budget. Every year, billions of euros go toward paying interest on existing debt, leaving less money available for critical investments. And with global interest rates on the rise, these debt repayments are only going to get more expensive. Every percentage increase in interest rates costs the Italian government billions more, straining an already overstretched budget and reducing its capacity to stimulate economic growth. Now, this massive debt issue connects closely to Italy's rapidly aging population. Italy has one of the lowest birth rates in Europe, with the average Italian woman having only around 1.24 children. This figure is far below the replacement rate needed to maintain a stable population, leading to a rapidly aging demographic. Currently, nearly 25% of Italy's population is over the age of 65, making it one of the oldest populations in the world. An aging population creates a unique set of economic challenges. For starters, it places immense pressure on Italy's social welfare system. With fewer young people entering the workforce, there are fewer taxpayers to support the increasing number of retirees. This imbalance strains public resources as more funds are required for pensions, healthcare, and elderly care, leaving fewer resources available for other essential areas like education, innovation, and infrastructure development. Additionally, an aging population impacts Italy's workforce. As older workers retire, the labor market shrinks, leading to a shortage of skilled labor in various sectors. This creates what some economists call a brain drain, as Italy's most skilled and educated workers leave for opportunities abroad. Countries like Germany, the UK, and the US are attracting Italy's young talent, who are seeking better job prospects and higher salaries than what Italy can currently offer. This exodus of young talent further weakens Italy's economic prospects, as these individuals take with them valuable skills, ideas, and innovation potential that Italy desperately needs. But Italy's challenges don't stop there. Another major issue plaguing the country is the high rate of youth unemployment. Italy has one of the highest youth unemployment rates in Europe, with nearly 20% of young Italians between the ages of 15 and 24 unable to find work. In some regions of southern Italy, this rate is even higher, creating a generation of young people who feel disillusioned, frustrated, and hopeless. This lack of opportunities has had a profound impact on Italy's society and economy. Without stable employment, young Italians are less likely to start families, buy homes, or invest in their future. This situation not only affects their personal lives, but also has a ripple effect on the wider economy. When young people cannot find work, consumer spending declines, housing markets stagnate, and future economic growth is compromised. This cycle of economic inactivity is creating a lost generation of young Italians who are missing out on opportunities for advancement and wealth building. Youth unemployment is also closely linked to the brain drain phenomenon. Many of Italy's best and brightest young people are leaving the country in search of better job prospects elsewhere. As they leave, they take their skills, education, and innovation potential with them, leaving Italy with an even smaller pool of talented individuals. This is particularly problematic for sectors like technology, engineering, and finance, where young professionals are essential for growth and modernization. One of the most unique aspects of Italy's economic struggles is the presence of zombie companies, businesses that are technically operational but barely profitable. These companies often survive on government subsidies or loans, but contribute little to Italy's economic growth. Instead of driving innovation, creating jobs, or expanding their operations, they remain stagnant, consuming resources that could be better used elsewhere. Zombie companies act like a weight dragging down Italy's economy. They occupy funds, labor, and infrastructure that could be directed toward new, dynamic businesses that would drive growth and competition. In a thriving economy, inefficient companies would eventually close down, allowing resources to be reallocated. But in Italy, government policies often keep these companies afloat, creating an environment where inefficiency is tolerated and even encouraged. This environment discourages competition and limits the economy's ability to adapt to modern challenges. Yet another critical factor to consider is Italy's north-south divide. Economically, Italy is almost two separate countries. The prosperous north, with cities like Milan, Turin, and Bologna, is highly industrialized and accounts for a significant portion of Italy's GDP. Northern Italy boasts lower unemployment, higher wages, and a vibrant business environment. The north has a strong focus on industries like finance, fashion, and manufacturing, which contribute to its economic stability. In contrast, southern Italy, or the Mezzogiorno, faces economic challenges that are deep-rooted and persistent. The south suffers from high poverty, limited infrastructure, and a lack of investment, relying heavily on agriculture and tourism. These sectors, while valuable, do not provide the same level of economic stability or growth potential as the industries in the north. Unemployment rates are significantly higher, and economic opportunities are limited. The north-south divide has created a two-speed economy within Italy, where policies that work well in the north often fail to address the unique needs of the south. This divide is a major obstacle to Italy's economic cohesion and progress. Until the south can catch up, Italy will continue to face the challenge of managing two vastly different economies within one nation. Italy's economic issues are not just an internal matter. They have significant implications for the entire European Union. Italy is a founding member of the EU, and its economic health is vital to the stability of the Eurozone. If Italy's economic crisis deepens, it could trigger a ripple effect across Europe, impacting trade, investment, and even the strength of the euro. A financial crisis in Italy could lead to broader instability within the EU, potentially forcing the European Central Bank and other institutions to step in. Despite these challenges, there is hope for Italy's future. The Italian government is taking steps to implement reforms aimed at addressing its debt, boosting youth employment, and bridging the north-south divide. The EU's COVID-19 Recovery Fund has provided Italy with billions of euros for investment in areas like infrastructure, green energy, and digital transformation. If managed effectively, these funds could give Italy the boost it needs to kickstart growth, create jobs, and modernize its industries. But for true change, Italy will need deep, structural reforms that go beyond temporary fixes. The country must prioritize education, invest in innovation, and create an environment where young people can thrive and businesses can flourish. These changes won't happen overnight, and they require a shift in Italy's economic policies and mindset, a shift from merely preserving tradition to actively embracing modernization. To truly tackle its debt crisis, Italy needs to promote sustainable economic growth rather than relying on debt-fueled spending. This means encouraging investment in technology, modernizing its infrastructure, and creating a business-friendly environment that attracts both domestic and foreign investors. Italy's economy has enormous potential, with industries like fashion, automotive manufacturing, and tourism offering a strong foundation. However, without serious investment in modernization, these sectors will continue to fall behind global competitors. Italy also needs to address its aging population crisis through policies that encourage family growth and make it easier for young Italians to thrive economically. Countries like France and Germany have implemented successful family support policies, and similar strategies could help Italy balance its population demographics over the long term. Additionally, comprehensive education reforms are crucial to equip young Italians with the skills needed in a rapidly evolving global economy, reducing youth unemployment and providing an incentive for young professionals to stay in the country. Addressing the north-south divide will require targeted investments in southern Italy to improve infrastructure, create job opportunities, and reduce the region's economic isolation. By investing in transportation, technology, and education in the south, Italy can unlock the economic potential of millions of Italians who currently lack access to stable employment and modern resources. Closing this gap could enhance Italy's overall economic stability, making it a stronger and more cohesive nation. Italy must also reconsider its approach to zombie companies. Reforming policies to phase out ineffective businesses and support new, innovative ones can unleash growth and productivity. Redirecting funds and resources to industries with high growth potential, such as renewable energy, tech startups, and digital services, can provide the momentum needed for Italy's economy to transition into the 21st century. In conclusion, Italy's economic struggles are multifaceted and deeply entrenched, but they are not insurmountable. With the right mix of policy reforms, investment in youth and technology, and a commitment to bridging the north-south divide, Italy has the potential to overcome these challenges. It is a nation with a proud history, incredible human capital, and cultural wealth that few countries can rival. However, the window for action is narrowing. If Italy fails to take bold steps soon, it risks being caught in a perpetual cycle of slow growth, high debt, and demographic decline. Yet, if it seizes this moment, Italy can re-establish itself as an economic powerhouse in Europe and secure a bright future for generations to come.